Hey up troops, alyttleton here again with another video, and I beg you to stop attacking square when you're attacking top 4 on bank. Ignore top square, you don't need to go there. So this video is all about how much easier it is to push lobby when you're attacking top 4 on bank than it is pushing top square. Now, it does take a bit of coordination and you need a minimum really of 2, probably 3 players minimum. With 5, it's literal free cheese. But probably, you can do it with 2, but you probably need 3 as a minimum to do all the steps that we need to do. But it's way easier than attacking top square. Just before we get into how, I want to give a massive shout out to Mr. Hard Baguette, who's got a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel at Hard Baguette, and also Union Jack, who's Sup Union on Twitch, who both helped me out and taught me the ways of the lobby take on bank. I was a top square pusher. I would always push top square and stock. Don't be a top square pusher. Be a lobby pusher, I'm telling you. Thank you to those boys. I asked them a few details when it came to recording this video as well, and they helped me out with just fine-tuning things a little bit. So go and follow those guys on Twitch and on YouTube, and I'll put their links in the description below. Other than that, that's enough waffling for now. Don't be a top square pusher. Let's get stuck into it. So starting with the operators that we need, and then we'll get into the artistic side. First of all, we're going to need a hard breacher who can hard breach at range, and that is either going to be Ace or Hibana. I can never find the operators in these lists. So you need Ace or Hibana. We'll go into the details about what these operators are doing and why you're taking these operators in a second. But for now, just know that you need to take Ace or Hibana as a hard breacher. Then, arguably the most critical person to doing this is your man Zero, who, if you watch the previous video about attacking bank, is unreal. You can cut off all 3 flanks almost within 20 seconds of the round starting with his cameras, so you've got to take a Zero. So far, Zero or Hibana, Ace or Hibana, and Zero. What you then need to do is take 2 fragging operators, ideally 1 with claymores, so you can either take Zafir, Ash, anyone else with a claymore that I can't think about off the top of my head, but someone who you're comfortable fragging on with claymores. One of those operators needs to bring claymores. Zero is going to bring the other set of claymores here. So far, we've got Hibana or Ace, Zero, 2 fragging operators, and then we need someone with nades. And we'll get into all why we're going to do that in a second. But if you're just playing as a 3, it's still possible to do this. You need to take the Hibana or the Ace, the Zero, and 1 fragger with the nades, or you can mix around those roles. You can still do this with 3 people, but if you've got 5, Zero, Ace or Hibana, 2 entries, 1 with claymores, and someone with nades are your 5 operators. And now we get Van Gogh on the blueprints. So this is the ground floor of bank. This is the top floor of bank. Now, what I'm going to try and show you on these blueprints is what the general idea of the push is. Hibana or Ace is going to start over on this side, which I think is called parking front. And Zero is going to spawn over on jewelry front. So Hibana or Ace, whoever you want to pick. I'm going to say we're taking Hibana. I'm going to stop saying Hibana or Ace. I'm just going to say Hibana, and then we don't have to keep saying that. And then Zero is spawning on this side. The other 3 can spawn sort of wherever they want, but you really want to be somewhere around this front area of the map. You don't want to be spawning on the other spawn here, because we don't care about this area of the map pretty much. So tidying this up. The first steps to this take is Zero firing cams to cover all 3 rotates. So he's going to put a cam in lobby here, and I'm going to show you this in game, obviously. He's going to put a cam in lobby here. He's going to put a cam on square stairs here, and he's going to put a cam on main stairs here. That is this staircase, and this staircase, all covered. The only way of getting upstairs, unless you're Oryx and you're going up a hatch, but no one plays Oryx anymore. Hibana needs to come over to the rappel above loan office here. And Hibana is wanting to open what's called Canto Wall, which is this wall that I'm just highlighting here in green. This wall is going to be opened up. Let me go on the floor above. There we go. So let me just go back to there, delete that off, and let's look at the floor above. On this rappel here, and we're going to open this wall. The reason we open this wall is because once you've got a line of sight through here, you cut off all this area of the map. So no one can come in and out of stock, no one can come up and down main stairs, no one can come in and out of elevators. If there is someone in elevators, that's great news if this wall's opened, because the person with nades is then going to nade into elevator. And if they run out of elevator to get out of the way of the nade, Hibana is on this angle. But opening this wall is critical to doing this take, because you could just completely cut off this whole side of the map with one person on this rappel opening that wall. The plan then, again, we'll go through all this in game, is to clear out elevator. Once you've got elevator clear, you then want to start droning out banana, droning out meeting, and have your 2 entries pushing up banana stairs, flooding around banana, flooding around into meeting, and taking this area of the map. This whole time, Zero, after firing his cameras, is on the side windows around, not around there, around here, sorry. There's 4 windows, 1, 2, 3, 4. And Zero is on these windows. Now we know, because of the camera that we've got in lobby, we know that no one's in lobby. So you don't have to worry about getting shot through the windows on this rappel like you do sometimes. The whole push focuses around having lobby control. So you can be on these windows for free. The reason we say you've got to take claymores is because you're going to claymore this jump out, this jump out, this jump out, and this jump out. So Zero brings 2 claymores, and let's just say the other operator is Zafia. She brings 2 claymores. Zero does 1, 2, and Zafia does 1, 2. And none of those jump outs then you have to worry about at all. So Zero is just sat on these 4 windows, putting pressure onto site around here as the rest of the operators flood around here. Now, we'll go through that in game. That's the general premise. I'll show you the different angles that you want to be looking at. We'll look at our banner, we'll look at the Zero cams and all the other good stuff. But that's the idea. If you do that, this top square area of the map here, the stock area of the map, janitor area of the map, where all that pressure normally comes from the defenders by having this wall open here, looking onto top square. You have the right-hand side of that wall open, holding that angle onto top square. You have this wall open at the bottom sometimes, stopping the jump into stock. You'll have someone playing around this area on a shield, holding top square and holding stock. None of that matters. Let the defenders do that. There's no pressure at all. All the take comes from this side. And in an ideal world, an attacker will never even set foot in square, which sounds mad because in every single ranked game, on bank, on the top floor, everyone pushes from square. We don't need to even go there. And it's much easier. Trust me. Let's get into how. So we're going to start, as we always do in the prep phase, with pre-placed drones. Now, we normally talk a bit about pre-placed drones when we're talking about how to attack a site. We don't need to do that on this too much because those Zero's cams are going to do the job of the drones for the time being. But in bank, there are a ton of pre-placed drones that you can do in the lobby. Don't so much go up here anymore. Everyone comes to the top of Banana and has a look at any drone. I'll show you anyway because I don't know if everybody knows, but you can go up onto the TV. You can't get up onto this lip, but you go up onto this one here, up onto there. You can either leave it here, or you can go onto this chandelier, or you can go onto that chandelier. You can go up to this side as well and do a similar thing. Go up this like bookcase here. You can go on the top of there. Now, everyone tends to look there for pre-placed drones. What I like to do, bear in mind if you know there's a Solis, just get the drones out of the map. I tend to take mine over here these days. If you get in the map early enough, you can go over onto this other one, up onto this sort of ledge here, and then up onto this light. And from here, it gives you a decent view of Banana and a little bit of into lone. So it is a bit risky taking your drones into lobby straight away. I'm not a massive fan of doing it, but it does work. So what you're going to do, once you've spawned in, and this is the 95th time I've shown this with Zero. I literally showed it on the solo queue video I've done last time. I've shown it on a Zero video a million times, but we're going to show it again. We shoot the default cam from spawn. We then find the default cam in lobby, which you can see there. You shoot that. Shoot out that glass. And then replace that default cam with a Zero cam. And that's your lobby flank sorted. You've now got the Banana stairs cover. You can see anyone in tellers. And you can also see the whole of lobby. That's the one flank drone sorted, and that's within, what, 5 seconds of the round starting? Next thing you want to do is come underneath square, and yeah, you guessed it, shoot the square cam, which is in the top corner of there. Square cam gone. Then, you can either put your flank cam inside where the default cam was there, or you can put it up in this corner, which is arguably a little bit better. You need to take 3 panels out for a Zero cam to fit through. Which is arguably a bit better because you can see someone coming up the stairs in the bottom of towers. If you put your cam there, you don't know someone's flanking until they reach this stair here, this step here. So up to you. You can see around to stock as well, so it does give you a bit of a better view. So that is now 2 staircases covered within 15-20 seconds of the round starting. You then rappel up to the roof, making sure Check your first zero cam to make sure there's no one in the lobby holding your way up here. Come up to the roof. And fire another cam on this side of the marble stairs. And boom, all 3 flanks are covered. This can't be seen from the double door of meeting. Someone would have to be out here to see it. Sometimes you're just unlucky and someone is walking up main stairs. But you've got a 4th camera spare, so you can hang on for a while and try again. Or you can try and get a camera somewhere else. But this 4th cam, I don't have a direct spot for. I'll show you somewhere I use it in a sec. But if one of these cams get destroyed, that's what you're going to use the 4th cam for. Zero then... Oh, I nearly fell off the roof. Zero... I had a proper adrenaline rush then. Zero then comes down here. And you can do this before you rappel up if you want to. But you put 1 claymore across these 2 windows. So you see 1 claymore here. And then 1 claymore under these. And then the other entry, which will be Ash or Zafira or whoever we talked about, will put their claymores under this window and under that window. Zero. Once we know that lobby's clear, then just sits on these windows. Open all the windows. Don't just start doing this straight away. Because this, as Zero, you're not here to get kills on this rappel. If there's a freebie, take the freebie. But you're not here to get kills. Generally, Zero's going to have the diffuser here. So you don't want to die on rappel because there's going to be no one anywhere near you to come and get this diffuser if you die. So, open the windows. Start just causing a bit of mischief. I know it can be a bit frustrating as the Zero player, but you've just got to be, you know, giving it a bit of this. Giving it a bit of this. Go upside down if you want to. Just keep them guessing. Do not die. You're not there to get a kill. You're just there, so the whole of the defensive team is going, someone see your windows, someone see your windows, and panicking. That's Zero's job. So we're on to Habana now. We've just spawned park in front. We've made our way down here. We don't need to shoot the default cam because Zero's already done it. Zero at this point has probably already got 2 of those cams down. As shoot the garage cam, obviously, as we come to this rappel here. Now, Bank had a rework, I don't know, maybe a year ago now. All of these windows used to be able to see through all of these. You can't anymore. You can only see through this one. And there's good reason for it because it used to be an absolute nightmare for defenders. However, once you know that lobby's clear, you've got to be super careful here as the HIB player not to get peeked from... Sometimes these... Let me just punch these to make life a little bit easier. Sometimes these banana windows will be barricaded, and most of the time they will be. So you've just got to be careful about where you're going to get peeked from here, because defenders will peek this. There'll be a rook or a castle with a 1.5 peeking this all the time. This wall is what you want to open. You just want to make a line of sight across it. You don't want, obviously, you're not making like a breach to get in. So if you're playing a banner, you can just do this and this and open the wall. If you're playing ace, it's a little bit more difficult to arc the Salma charge over to know where you're going to land on that wall. But now you can see from there, I can see the entrance to elevator. I can see meeting double door here. Sorry. And I can see behind the elevator, but I can see all the way down that corridor, and I can cut that off with a little head glitch here. And I can kill anyone that's coming down that way. Yes, it's a nightmare on the recoil, but don't just keep like, don't be fixated on this. Don't forget you can get peeked from here, you can get peeked from here. You can walk around banana, but the key is opening that wall like this. Hold this angle. If you hold this angle, you can get peeked from everywhere. If you hold this angle, you're only gonna die to anyone in an elevator who will peek you. But don't forget you can come underneath as well. Go back up. Again, it's not, you're not there really to get the kills, but you can get a couple of cheeky ones here because someone will run out of janitors and run around this way because they don't know this is open. But that's a banner's job essentially, and then just hold this. That's it. Now we've done the setup. Now we get into the bit where we need to start killing players and actively getting active. So one thing that we've got to do is put a drone on this area here for the tower's flank. So what we don't want is, yes, we can see if anyone's going up the stairs, but what we don't want is when we're starting to get active up banana here, you don't want someone just appearing in this door or appearing from this door behind the desk. So we've got to have a drone there as well, and if you need to, when you're getting active in the lobby, ask Zero or Habana, ideally the Zero, to watch this camera, and they can literally see if anyone comes from here. Like, the same thing again, I've left the other drone outside. I'm not going to drive all that way in, but same thing again. Put another drone down on E1. Sorry, E2. So that when you hear people make the call out of E1, E2, E3, these elevators go all the way through first floor, second floor, third floor. So E2 is second floor elevators, E3 is third floor elevators, E1, first floor elevators. So if you ever thought what E1, E2, E3 is. So, put this camera in the corner here. You've now got every flank covered that you need to worry about with 2 drones and 3 zero cams. So then you need to start droning up Banana Stairs. You need to get rid of any Bob that's on here. You need to get rid of, or think about getting rid of any Fenrirs or Malusi Banshees that are at the top. Look for goo mines, all that sort of good stuff. Zero's got an extra camera, remember, so if Zero needs to, he can come to the bottom of the lobby as well, fire his cam up here, and shoot something at the top of main with one of the lasers. But one of the key things that you need the nades for is there'll be very, very often somebody playing in Elevator 3, which is this area here, and you need to get a grenade through here. So, there is a lineup, well, not really a lineup, you can just literally see the door. I stand on here. I can't stand on there, that's helpful. Can't stand on there either. I'm just going to show you. You see the door there? So you can see that's a bit of the door, and that's a bit of the door. So you want to be here. Time this. Get that through into the elevator. I don't think that actually went in. I think that hit there. But you can nade it into the elevator. You can even do it from here. But you don't really want to be here because you're going to get peeked from the door here. From here, there is a way in. Again, I probably should learn the lineup, but I can't do everything for you. Yeah, you can literally see the door of the elevator. So you nade elevator, and the idea of you nading that is anyone that's hiding in there will have to run out because there's a grenade at the feet, and they go, ah! And then these walls are open and a banner takes them out. Once you've done that, we need to then start getting active, going up these stairs and taking control of this. Now once you go up these stairs, you don't need to worry about here because we know this is clear. We know elevator's clear, we've droned it out, we've naded it, and no one's going to push this side because a banner's on this rappel. So the only thing you've got to worry about as you come up here is this angle. If there's any lines of sight in this wall, obviously, is this angle and is this angle. And there's going to be 2 of you pushing up here. So you've got your 2 fraggers, you've got Iona and you've got an Ash, or an Asher, or sorry, Iona and Zafir, whatever it's going to be, starting to push up here. As these start to push up, Zero can get a little bit more active on the windows. Because at this point, all the focus now is over this direction because there's someone on the windows here causing problems this side. Zero can then generally get I normally play the Zero when I do this push, and Zero normally gets a pick or 2 because most people are now looking in this direction. Don't forget, this whole theory is a perfect world. This whole theory is one of your teammates doesn't get spawn peeked. This theory is this hasn't got bandit batteries on. If it does have bandit batteries on, we can do exactly what we just did with the grenade, and we can just throw it up towards the ceiling, and it'll bounce off the ceiling and land on the bandits there. Or again, Zero can come in, fire a cam there, get a quick laser off to get rid of the K-Claw or the bandits. It's still easily resolved. Or EMPs if you take another operator on your fifth flex position. Take Lion, Dockerby, whoever's got EMPs if you need to. But though, depending what rank you're in, this isn't always electrified. And that's it. Easy, right? Now, what we haven't talked about is planting. So, what will likely happen is, in a dream world, the Ash and the Iona, or Iona and Zafir, come up here, get a couple of kills in this direction. Normally, by this point as well, there's a roamer or 2 that's tried to come from underneath that you get an easy pick on because you've got information everywhere. And then what will generally happen is you'll be left with 2 players around this area. Shoot the speakers. You'll be left with 2 players playing around this area behind the bomb, or they'll be forced out into meeting because of Zero on the windows. And when that happens, Zero can rappel in behind here and come and plant behind the bomb, or can plant behind the bootcase, or can plant wherever you want to, really. But that's the plan. Normally what happens is the plant doesn't go down because everything crashes onto the site. You're in like a 5v4 or 5v3 before the crash goes into site, before the execute happens. By the time the execute happens, the plant doesn't often get down. Your last player is normally somewhere around meeting because they've been forced out of here. They know they can't go into here, so they're just sort of like here, panicking, not really sure, holding this, like just worried a little bit. Remember, I've just talked about Iona coming up the stairs here. You've also got Zof or Ash will be coming up the stairs, who, if Iona goes this way, they can either come this way or, of course, come this way and hold down into stock. Although, don't forget your Abana's doing that as well, so you can hold that, but you want to be pushing into here. And again, you're not going to win every gunfight, but what I've shown you there is a dream world. But my point is, you haven't gone anywhere near top square. You haven't walked in to this absolute death pit. I nearly said something else then. It's absolute shit show of this line of sight. That's not a Gon 6 anymore, is it? With Iona. Let me see if I can time this grenade well or not. No, I can't. We haven't gone into this absolute shit show of walking in here where this line of sight's open. You've got an enemy peeking stock. You're here. You don't know what you're doing. But this ARX sounds so loud. Did you know the ARX has the Bandit iron sights, by the way? The MP7 iron sights. But this is horrible to push. The only way to push this really is with an OSA. An OSA is so easily countered with an impact grenade. So, yeah, look, you don't have to come anywhere near here. This whole side of the map can be ignored. Just push the windows. Do what we said with the banner and zero. Push up banana stairs. It's absolute free cheese. It works 99 times out of 10. In fact, it literally works just all the time. That's it. By the way, what I just thought, and I haven't said before we get into the thanks for watching bit, is if you don't think that you can just push up banana stairs late in the round, watch my last video when I did the solo queue series and watch the very first round. I play the zero role and I push up here as zero. I get all the way, we're in a 2v2. I get all the way around here. I get a kill on Legion somewhere there, I think. And then I get the last kill on, I think it was Fenrir. I can't remember who it was here. But it's so, but you're like, oh, you can't just push up banana stairs. I assure you, with all those other tools in place, you can. So there we have it. Easy, right? I know it's not easy, and no game will go like I've just shown you in a custom match there. There's always going to be one of your teammates get spawn peeked, or someone runs out of somewhere that you weren't expecting. That's just the nature of Siege. I can show you how to do things hypothetically. Yes, in game we have to adapt a little bit, but if you take that zero, that Abana, and that Iana with 3 people, you're onto a winner there. Assuming that your other 2 teammates are probably going to push top square, they'll be causing a bit of a distraction over there anyway, which will probably benefit you. But just don't push top square. Stop it. Don't need to do it. Just do that instead. As always, if you've watched this once or twice or 10 times, or if you've watched it for 10 hours, thank you very much. I appreciate it more than I can say at the end of this video like I try to every time. The real people who make this channel are the people that watch the videos, and that's you, yes, you. So thank you very much. But other than that, I'll catch you next time. Cheers.